Howard Stern went off on an epic rant on Wendy Williams because she said he's become Hollywood as she was talking about his book on her TV show. So he goes off on this epic rant, and then he proves her right by wiping it all away. So, all right, let's go through this page 6 article. Howard Stern slams Wendy Williams, her mystery illness and husband. Now, I did listen to the entire rant, even though he has erased it from the replays, but him erasing it kind of proved her point. So, this article is by Francesca Baccardi. It's a war of the media personalities. Howard Stern dedicated a generous portion of his SiriusXM radio show on Wednesday to slamming Wendy Williams after she criticized his softer turn in his new book, Howard Stern Comes Again. Jealous bitch, you're nobody to me, this 65-year-old shock jock said. You'll never be me. Wendy, you'll never be me. You can pretend to be me. You can pretend to be like me, but you're not. You don't have my wit and you don't have my talent. You can have the career. You're a fly. Now, he was doling out some pretty dope lines that I'm pretty sure Benji wrote. Like I said, E.T. with a wig. Said she looked like a frog. It was pretty funny. The spat started when Williams discussed Stern's forthcoming book. His first new book in 20 years on her, what the heck? I'm too black to read that word, Francesca Baccardi. Eponymous? Hip anonymous? I don't know. All right, whatever that word is. On talk show earlier that morning. Howard is so Hollywood right now, and Howard, I love you. But since you've gone Hollywood, everything you say is so predictable. Said Williams, 54. Every story is going to be about, oh, I love this one, and then we went on their yacht. He's a Hollywood insider, which sucks. You started like me, being of the people, she continued, but at some point you sat behind that microphone for too long, and now you are the people. Upon hearing Williams' sentiments, however, a certainly unpredictable Stern fired back, claiming it was Williams who had, in fact, gone Hollywood. What evidence do you have that I'm Hollywood, honey? He said, I grew up a scumbag, and I'm still treated like a scumbag. What, because I found success? Now I'm Hollywood? What, because I know Jimmy Kimmel? Who am I hanging out with? She doesn't even know who I'm hanging out with. She doesn't know what I do in this world. She doesn't know who I fucking with. So, now, come on, Stern. You go on things with Jennifer Aniston. Everyone has called you out on this. I'm going to give you my thoughts, specifically why I think he went extra hard on this and then erased it. But all she talks in that show is about Hollywood, Stern quipped. That's as Hollywood as you get. If anyone in Hollywood called her to hang out, she'd be there in 2 seconds. All of that is projection. I do agree with him on that fact, though. I agree with him on that. The veteran radio host then turned his diatribe into a personal attack on Williams, making dig at her 2-month show absence and her husband's rumored infidelity and alleged abusive nature. What have I done to this woman? Nothing. I've been gracious to her, Stern said. Worry about your husband, not me. F you and your dumb show and your mystery illness. She disappears for 2 months. Nobody knows why, and now she's questioning me? Thanks, honey. I never fainted on my show either. I'm not somebody you want to F with, honey. I don't want to hear your bullshit. And you're not a nice person. Nobody likes you. That's why you can't go to Hollywood. He continued, claiming people do not like her. The staff was doing a dance over at Wendy Williams' show when she was out. She's a big pain in the ass. I hate to break the news to you, honey. Good thing you hurried back. Well, he said, good thing you hurried back. I listened to this live. He said, because they wanted to hire Nick Cannon while she was gone. As Page 6 exclusively reported, Williams was nervous about losing her show while she was on hiatus to treat symptoms of a grave disease, per an insider. She's super scared and anxious An insider told us watching fill-in host Nick Cannon being a huge hit with their audience is tough for her. They're already starting to mess with the format. It's like watching them screw around with her baby. Williams returned to her show on March 4th prior to becoming a hit morning show host. Williams had a long career in radio. A rep for Williams didn't immediately return our request for comment. All right, so let me get into this. Like I said, a very great rant. All the funny jokes written by Benji, you can tell. You can tell, but still hilarious. But the reason why I think he went off on that rant is I think Wendy Williams pretty much called it. So she started talking about his book. And first she said, I like Howard. Then she said, the problem is he's gone to Hollywood. And this book isn't going to be that interesting. It's going to be like, oh, I hung out with this person and that person. And I think that set off Howard because that is what the book is going to be about. And he's even said multiple times, I want to talk about my interviews. No one cares about your interviews. We want to talk about how you felt from going to regular radio to satellite radio. So I think she kind of pretty much nailed what the book is. And I think I can dispel the rumor that, there's supposed to be this big secret in this book. And people have speculated Howard Stern is going to admit he wears a wig. Well, during this rant, he basically said, my hair is real, honey. We don't know about yours and that weave. So kind of dispelled the rumor that one of the secrets in this book is going to be Howard admitting he wears a wig. So now, where Howard ultimately proves her right, he goes on this amazing rant and then erases it from the replays. So basically, unless you caught audio live or heard it live, you cannot ever hear it again on the Howard Stern show. So, like I said, I listened to it and I didn't listen to the Howard Stern show today, so there are ways of finding it. But, yeah, so I think he was extremely mad because she called out his book. She was right. He did a very justified, epic rant on her and then erased it. And then he did this weird thing towards the end of the rant, and he goes, to you PC people out there like to complain about me cursing. Well, you have to understand, when I read this stuff live, I go off on, he was asking for forgiveness in a type of way to PC people who might complain about his language. Dude, in this day and age, they can just go dig up some Howard Stern show. I've heard clips of a guy calling in and saying, can you stop saying the F word and the N word? And you went off on a minute just saying it in a row. Trust me, Stern, the day they decide to come for you, there ain't nothing you can do to stop it. Now, they might not come for you, but you keep, apologizing to these people, they might eventually come for you. Let's not get it twisted. They could come from, and by the way, you've been under the radar. No one really listens to your show. But now you have blown up. You have the #1 best-selling book in America and Canada, and you just announced it yesterday, and it's all pre-sale. Now you're kind of back out there and big. Now's not and I think that's also why he erased it, tried erasing that too. But now there's going to be a target on your back, and you attacked a black woman. You don't want those PC black Twitter people going into your past and finding some old audio. By the way, you've tried to wipe that off the face of the earth as well. So, all in all, I do think it was kind of crappy what Wendy did, but she was being honest. And I think she pretty much nailed it with Stern is a Hollywood guy, and the book's not going to be that good. Stern, very justifiably, went on an amazing rant, gave her a great trashing, said a bunch of true things, but the ultimate problem is that Stern erased it. Now, I still listen to it. There's other ways you are probably going to listen to it. But that move in the end of erasing it, after it's already out there, basically, like the Breakfast Club and stuff already talked about it and played some of it. It's like, what are you doing, Stern? And by you even erasing that, you confirmed everything she had to say about you. So, give me your thoughts in the comments about this whole situation. And who do you think was right or wrong? And who do you think won?